Okay, today we'll be talking about the concentration of hydrogen ions and their relationship to the pH scale or the pH scale. Now we read the question first, calculate the concentration of hydrogen ions in a solution with a pH of 13. What I like to do is highlight the important information that I have in a question just to see what I have to work with and how I can work it out. It's easy for me to see what I can use and what equation I use to get the final answer. So what we can do now is get up the screen sketch so I can write down and highlight things in this blank space here, not the sketch pad. Sorry, the screen sketch. Okay, now for some reason I can't use it. Okay, there we go. Now it's up. Okay, so we need to calculate the concentration, and we were given the pH of 13. Um, since we know the equation of pH is negative log the concentration of hydrogen ions, this calculation would be the concentration is 10 to the power of negative pH. We're given the pH, so it's pretty easy from here on. We can just choose a black pen. This will be our concentration. Excuse me, the writing is not very good. I'm using a mouse, not doing my best. And since it's 10 to the power of negative pH, this will be 13 up here. And I'll be using a calculator for this. 10 to the power of negative 10 to the power of negative 13, which is 1 to the power of negative 13. Okay, now that's our answer. We didn't really have to figure it out. The calculation just shows this. That's the result, which says the same thing. And now we can go check the answer to see if we did it correctly. And yeah, 10 to the power of negative 13, same thing. Now let's find a question that asks us to calculate pH scale and the pOH scale. So hydroxides. And this is exactly the question we want. Uh, let me get up the screen sketch again and highlight the important information. Excuse me, it's not showing up again. Ah, happens every time. Kind of weird. There we go. There we go. Okay. We can highlight what we want to calculate here, the pH scale, and we are given its hydroxide ion concentration. Now this will be a little different. To keep in mind, hydroxide ion and hydrogen are very different. I mean, they're different things. So don't mix it up. The pH scale calculation, that's only for pH. Now, so what you do with this is pretty much the same thing, but you're calculating the pOH scale at the start. So you'll be doing the same thing, negative log to yes. And you fill in this number in this bracket, can't be bothered to write it out. And then we will get the pOH scale instead of the pH scale. Okay. Negative log 2.75 to the times 10 to the power of negative 1. Okay, we had it. It's 8.56. So 8.56. Now keep in mind this is our pOH scale. To get the pH scale, we need another equation, which is simple. It's easy to keep in mind. Just when you need it often. It's easy to remember. Now, the pH scale and the pOH scale add up to become 14. Now we have the OH scale, so now what we will have to do is 14 minus 8.56, and that's the pH scale of the pH scale of the solution with the hydroxide of this much concentration, and the answer would be uh, and the answer is 5.44. That's the answer. Now let's check with the short answer to see if we got it correct. 5.44. Great, awesome. And that's all I have for today. The pH scale, the pOH scale, and how they add up to become 14, and the reverse calculation that you can do by given the pH scale, you can figure out the concentration of hydroxide ion or hydrogen ions. Pretty simple stuff. Keep in mind, and we'll see you in our next tutorial. Thanks.